Harada may be getting rid of his Twitter, plus an emergency patch by next week. Yes, I'm a few days late to this, almost a week. I'm great at keeping you guys up to date with news. I'm sure you've seen this already though. It wasn't anything too big or wild, but I did want to give my opinion on it and some ideas, perhaps some predictions even. Usually when getting feedback from the community, you can find Michael Murray and Harada on Twitter. I mean, don't try interacting with Michael, he'll probably block you. But Harada's actually pretty good at responding to player feedback, as you're about to see in a second here. And I didn't think much of this tweet when he first posted it, but then looking at it and thinking about what it could mean for the game and the community, I was like, okay, let me make a video on this. So let's go over the tweet real quick. Listen, don't listen, listen, don't listen. In any case, whether it's listen or don't listen, the team is listening. Also, I'm considering wrapping up the role of this account in the near future. For example, there's been a proposal from the publisher side for the dev team or publisher team to create an official Discord channel where they can hear everyone's feedback directly. Now, this was a reply to another tweet saying, Harada, please don't listen to the Zafina mains. She's in a good spot and doesn't need any changes. Back 1+2 is still stupid strong, but with a weakness now. Also, can we fix the Polaris error and speed up the battle and tuning of the game? We are walking when we could be flying. And the reason he probably replied to this, saying this in his tweet, are X messages still called tweets? Yeah, it doesn't matter. But Harada's probably tired of, hey, fix this, but leave this alone. You know, put this character in, but leave this character out. All this back and forth, this and that, from different fans having different opinions. And like, I get that. That could be really annoying. But this is how he's mainly been communicating with everyone since the game's been released. And hearing them say they want to start up an official Discord channel for like any kind of feedback, out the gate, I'm just gonna say it is a terrible idea. At least with Twitter, it's like you have to make messages. In Discord, people will just fire away at you. Like it's gonna be non-stop. And just the thought of him and Michael and Nakatsu being in there and people just absolutely roasting the nonsense out of all of them. Now he does address this in a later reply, which I'll show you now, but that would just be insane. And that's why I think it'd be a terrible idea, because there's no escape. We have this message here from Deora. How can you filter the good feedback from the bad? You need to implement a feedback system into the game so you have actual data about the player who gives the feedback. A Discord server is just going to be full of spam. You can't moderate this. Harada replying, I don't moderate. Those responsibilities would fall on the publisher side. It wasn't something I brought up. Which makes me think, I wonder if he'd be in there but just wouldn't really say anything. If he'd leave that up to other people, which is probably for the best, let's be honest. But I do like Deora's idea, his message here. I do think that the game should have something inside of it where you can give feedback, where they run polls in game so that you get active players giving their opinions, not just people who are on, you know, Twitter or whatever, and they're like, this game sucks, da-da-da, and they stopped playing it like 6 months ago, like brother in Christ. Why would your opinion matter? We have another message here from Kazu Jun. I don't think a Discord channel would be a good idea. Discords can be very toxic when there's a lot of people, and Twitter's not. Like, bro, perhaps it's best for you to make an official Harada website where you can post various updates and people can ask you stuff and you could answer. Harada again replying, the toxicity didn't just start recently. It's always been a part of the scene. Even if a game receives top reviews at launch in competitive fighting games like this, unlike RPGs or action-adventure titles, the overall evaluation can shift drastically over time. And just looking at this, my opinion would be, yeah, you know that tab in the bottom right corner of the main menu where it gives you like, hey, here's all the updates that are happening in-game? Just use that tab. Look at the community, see what different people are asking, make a poll with like 3 different options and be like, all right, what do you want us to prioritize? This, or this? And see what the players are saying. Because obviously, if they have to vote in-game, then it has to be people who are playing the game. Make the poll run for like a week. If you really want to get the players who are actually actively playing the game, make it only 3 days. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be the most effective, rather than doing this whole Twitter message back and forth and then opening a Discord to where, oh my gosh, that would be something. So that's just what I think. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do, because yeah, they need to hear feedback from the fans. You have to. That's why games like Helldivers is still doing really well, because they are very active in the community, listening to what they want, fixing what they need to fix, keeping things fresh and in a timely manner, and it's beautiful. If you don't know, I love Helldivers too. It's so good. Probably my favorite team shooter of all time. And finally, I just want to move over to this tweet by Nakatsu talking about an emergency patch, which I said when Fakum Ram comes out, there's probably going to be an emergency patch, because I feel like it happens with almost every single DLC character. Funny thing being, everybody's saying that Fakum Ram is actually really balanced, for the most part. So I was right about the emergency patch happening, just not the reason for it happening. But Nakatsu said, regarding the reports we've received before and after the release of Tekken 8 version 2.03, after reviewing them with the battle balance team, we've determined 3 issues showing unintended behavior contrary to our design's intent should be addressed as a priority. Details on these 3 fixes planned for this update will be quoted sequentially in this thread. We're currently working on fixes and testing in the development environment, and we expect to release an emergency patch sometime sometime next week. Once the exact date is confirmed, we will announce it via the official Tekken account. With then him finishing it off saying, in addition, other reported issues are also being reviewed with a view to addressing them the start of 2.05, scheduled to release in September. I guess not in 2.04 apparently, because they probably already have that update set as in they have a roadmap for what they want to do, and that's what they're working on right now, and they don't want to make any adjustments. So I kind of get that, but yikes. So then you just have a bunch of clips of people being like, hey, here's this issue, and trying to get the Tekken team to notice it, which is good, with Nakatsu even replying to some of them, so that's really good. But yeah, that's it for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Emergency patch on its way, potentially a dedicated Discord to player feedback. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But that is going to do it for me this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you want to talk to me personally, feel free to join my Discord. I like to think it's not too crazy toxic in there. It depends on who you talk to. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And don't forget, I stream Tekken 8 with viewers every week. But until next time, you'll see me later. God bless, and don't forget to stay mad. Just think Tekken. Harada may be getting whatever... Getting witty with Twitter. I love this job. Hey, I feel like I'm blinded by the lights. I can smile. Yeah, I can smile. Hi. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm so unprofessional.